Juliano here. Today I'm going to show you how to play the solo for my song, I Want to Be the One. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I want to go over is the rhythm part. So we're in the key of D minor. So the chord progression is D minor, B flat, A, G minor. So it'll go like this. Like that kind of thing. And then you'll see there's a variation at the end as well. So throughout this whole solo, you'll see a lot of sequence things in different octaves, but they're the same notes essentially. So the first thing in section 1 here is kind of going up like a D minor chord, like so you're going to play this at the 7th fret. So you'll go up and then down on that, so it's like on the D, G, and B string. So you'll go up those 3 strings, then back down, and then on the 5th fret of the B string you'll do a bend and release, and then 7th fret of the G string. So all together. Then the second thing over the B flat chord is pretty similar. So now you'll take your 3rd finger and go to the 8th fret of the D string. So you'll do exactly the same thing, just with that one note changed. So where this was, now it's at the 8th fret here. And then the variation on the bend is, so it goes back up instead of down. So you'll do the same bend and release on the 5th fret of the B string, then hit the 6th fret of the B string. So all together. That's the first 2 parts. And then from there, so I actually slide in from the 6th fret and then go to the 11th fret on the B string. So you'll slide to the 11th, then hit the 10th, and then go down 1 string, and then it's 9, 10 on the G string. And then you'll go down to the D string and then do 12, 11, and then 13, 12 on the A string. So altogether that's, and then the last part's just a little like G minor pentatonic thing. So it's the 8th fret of the A string to the 10th fret. So the 8, 10, and then 8 on the D string. And then, so, and then you do both 10th fret. So A string 10th fret, then D string 10th fret. And then go back down to the A. So it kind of just bounces off the 10th fret of the A string. So you'll go from the pentatonic lick, bounce between these strings, and then you'll do a bend and release at the 7th fret of the D string. And that's section 1. Okay, now for section 2, the absolute hardest part of the song. This is where knowing your scales and arpeggios is going to come in handy, because it's a lot of, like I was saying before, about sequence things in different octaves. So the first thing is this whole tapped and sliding D minor arpeggio. So this is what it is. So it's the same pattern, just down 3 octaves, and then you just hit at the end. So you'll tap 22nd fret, go to the 17th and 13th fret. So that's the first part of the pattern. It's just, and then from there you slide down to the 10th fret and then hammer on the 13th fret and release. So it's 13, 17, 22, 17, 13, and then you'll hammer back onto the 17th, pull off to the 13, then slide down to the 10, hammer on 13, pull off once again. So and then do the same thing down an octave. Now on the G string. Now down an octave once again on the A string. And then finish off with the 7th fret of the G string. So you'll start at the 22nd fret on the high E string. Then after that you come down to the, what is this? 19th? Yeah, 19th fret. 19th fret here. And then you'll get the 10, or 14 and 10, so then slide down to the 7th and 10. Then you'll come down to the 17th and 12th on the A string, to the 8, and then 5 and 8. So, like I said, it's the same pattern, then just move it down an octave, and then another octave. So that part I almost never can play right and up to speed, but it's a lot of fun to work on. The next part is another cool kind of sequenced arpeggio, kind of based around the B flat major 7. So I'll play it and then explain it. So you'll be at the 7th fret of the D string. So you'll do 7 and hammer on to 8, and then go to the 8 of the G string. So then you go 7, 10, 9, 7. And then do the same thing up an octave now with the B string, 10th fret, 11th fret, 10, 13, 12, 10. So it's the same pattern, just once again up an octave. So you start at the 7th fret, then go to the 10th fret. And then the last one is kind of wacky, so then you slide up to the 17th fret, and then you hammer on the 18th, and then tap the 22nd. Now let go. So just simple up and down pattern. And then after that you slide back down to the 15th. And then I hit a half bend at the 17th fret. And that's that whole phrase. So once again, to recap all together, it's that's that one. And then the last one is just kind of like an A7 arpeggio. So you start at the 12th fret of the A string and just kind of go up. I'll show the pattern first, then explain it. So it's going to be 12th fret of the A string, 16th fret of the A string, then the 14th fret of the D string, then go up to the 12th fret of the G string. So you got those 4 notes. Then the 14th fret of the B string. Just making, like I said, just an A7 arpeggio. And then from there, it becomes a little bit more like the harmonic minor scale. So from after this note on the B string, you're going to hit the 15th fret of the high E string. Then kind of just come down the harmonic minor scale. So that little line on top is going to be the 15th fret, 13, 12, and then go down to the B string, 15, and then bend and release on the 14. So that's that whole pattern. And that's all of section 2. So section 3 is now where the variation happens in the rhythm part. So after we're coming out of the A7 arpeggio, so now the rhythm part's doing this. So the lead line goes along with that. So we're in D minor still, so all we're doing is starting on G and basically just going up the scale. So the first line is just kind of playing. So you just start at the 8th fret, the B string, climb up. So that's going to be 8, 10, 11, 13, and then do a unison bend up here at the 12th fret and 15th fret. And then similarly, we go down an octave now to the D string at the 5th fret. And then we do a lead lick at the end. So it's just the 5th fret, 7, 8, 10, and then you do a lead lick, which I'll show next. So that's all that is. And then the last lick is just basically climbing up the D minor scale. So start at the 12th fret of the D string, and then you do 10, 12 on the G string, and then it's 10, 11, 13 on the B string, and then 10, 12, 13 on the E string. So and rhythmically, it's like a little funky. I might have like totally rushed it just to make it fit, but basically there's a little bit of a pause after you hit just the initial D note. So kind of like accelerates in a way. Depending on how I feel like playing it, a lot of times I do kind of either economy picking or alternate picking. So alternate picking obviously is just economy picking. It's kind of like a sweeping thing as you move string to string. So it's like sometimes it helps me play it faster that way. So however you want to do it. But that's the solo. So I Want to Be the One. Thank you.
I wanna be what's on your mind.